Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to show you this Fabergé egg that I printed out from Loot Studio. I know you're looking at the video right now and it's all in black, a gloss black enamel base, but I'm going to show you how I finished this off. So the reason why I went with this particular color, first of all, this is a gift for my wife. It's our 11th wedding anniversary. And you know, while she's going to be getting other things for our anniversary, I wanted to give her something that I made myself. You'll see on my channel that this year 2025 I've been doing my best to make gifts for all of my loved ones, and this is one of them. So my plan here is I want to give it a metallic and candy coated sheen, so that's why I've colored it in black base. I used an airbrush to do this finish. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use gold leaf, Tamiya gold leaf, which is acrylic airbrushed lacquer to give it this finish. And this is, you can see now, after I've put in the gold leaf on here, and I've just sprayed it at about 25 psi all over the model in 2 coats. So one kind of like very light, dusty, tacky coat, followed up by a very wet secondary coat. Now, what I want to do here is, if you notice on parts of the model, there's all this descriptive design and intricate design and inlay. So for the inlay, I want it to be a red. So I'm using ball red, which is a contrast paint from Citadel. My original plan was to use Tamiya clear red and to airbrush it in. But the reality is that it's just the details are too small for me to do that with an airbrush. So instead, I'm using just a hand brush, and I'm using ball red contrast paint, not thin at all. And I'm just working it into the inlay of the egg. And it looks a little bit messy now, but as you see me progress, you'll see it kind of clear up a bit. And of course, there are areas where there might be a little bit of overpainting from the messy brushwork or whatnot, but that is easily cleaned up with a touch-up of like some gold paint, Liberator Gold from Contrast from Citadel. And you can see on the left, I have my little water there where I'm just cleaning out my brush and making sure that I have a lot of wet ball red on my brush, and that the contrast paint is just flowing freely from the brush. If I take too long, the contrast paint dries into the brush and the red becomes a little bit lighter, and that's not what I want. I want it to I want every, brush stroke to be this real rich yellow or rich red that you see. So that's what I'm doing here for a bit of time. We're going to move on to the next step, which will be the overlay on the top, or the inlay on the top of the egg, which you'll see shortly. So here we go. So now that I've finished all the sides, I'm going to just start working in the little details with a smaller brush. So I'm taking the same red, and I'm just using the smaller brush to push the red towards all of the borders of the inlay. Right, and it's just coming out very, very nice. I had a lot of time. I had a great time putting this project together. I hope my wife likes it. I think it came out much better than I thought it would come out, to be honest. So I'm very pleased with myself. A lot of people have been commenting that this looks like a butt plug. I don't think it looks like a butt plug, but to each his own, I guess. But I think it's pretty cool. I know for those of you who are wondering about Hearthstone, how come we don't see any Hearthstone in this channel? That is because approximately one day after my last Hearthstone video, I decided that I just didn't want to play the game anymore. It's not that Hearthstone is not fun, and it's not that I'm, that I'm skeptical about the new expansion. Although maybe those could be reasons had I continued to play the game. But the reality is, as an older man now, I'm just finding less and less time to do the things that I want to do. And I realize that Hearthstone, when I think about my fun priorities that I wanted to do, whether it be painting or whatnot, I was prioritizing Hearthstone, and I didn't want to prioritize Hearthstone anymore. So I've since just stopped playing, and now I use the time to do some stuff with my son, paint or do other content, and I'm having a good time. So, if you joined this channel for the Hearthstone content, I'm sorry that it's no longer there, but I promise you, there are other things that I'll be doing. There will be other gaming content on the channel for sure. Occasionally, maybe there might be Hearthstone content. I don't know. Maybe we return to it. But yeah, there'll be much more like arts and crafts and other gaming stuff. So back to the egg, you can see this is the egg finished after the ball red, and it came out pretty nice. But this is, I think it's a little too shiny for me, and the red is just a little too bright. And I knew that this would happen, so I'm gonna wash the entire thing with a shade. So what I did in this situation was use like Agrax Earth-Tone and Kislev Flash. I'm sorry, not Kislev Flash. Guillemon Flash, or I'm sorry, Reichland Flesh shade, to kind of give it a more dirty gold look. And you'll see that in this part of the video. If I can figure out how to open up this flesh pot, and I'm just using this chunky brush right here. This is my tried and true brush. I really like this particular brush for a lot of this more heavy duty work. And I just throw in that color there, and you can see it kind of looks brown. And I was pretty concerned about how that looked, but after it's dried and been cleaned up a bit, I think it has a nice, it adds some nice depth to it. So I'm not too disappointed with how it came out overall. I think it could have been okay if I didn't lay it on, but I really did want to put some type of shade on there to get into the crevices. There's so much detail on a piece like this. By the way, this is from Loot Studios, and this is a half scale of the egg. If the normal print is a foot tall, so this print is actually about 6 inches tall, maybe just a little bit less than 6 inches. If I know what 6 inches looks like, but so yeah, and then this is the final product. So this is the egg right there. You can see it's a lot darker now. Whether or not that is better than what it was before, I'm not sure. But I did like the look. It gives it kind of more of that antique type of look. And it's not too bright, although maybe it would have been nice to keep a little bit more of that bright saturation of the red. Anyway, this is it. So once again, this is for my wife's, or for our anniversary, a wedding anniversary. So I do hope she likes it. If you just jumped along, found this channel, found this video, I hope you found something cool and intriguing. And if you like this content, please leave a comment or a like. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. But thanks for watching.